Hi guys, Daz here with another hot comic book alert, and this time it is episode 69. And this time it's a special edition. My friend from across the pond, Tacoma Comics, contacted me. And he brought up a subject that I was reading about on the forums a week or so ago. And he was interested in Brian K Vaughan's work. So let me delve deeper because I like a challenge. So this is a special edition hot comic book alert based on the works of Brian K Vaughan. What have I got for you? Because I got quite a bit. Like I said, Saga and Paper Girls writer and co-creator Brian K Vaughan has signed an overall development deal with Legendary Television Studios to adapt several of his creator-owned works into television series and films. Vaughan is no stranger to television. He's an executive producer on FX's adaptation of his series Paya Guerrera Y, The Last Man, and serves as an executive consultant on Hulu's Runaways, based on the Marvel comic series Vaughan co-created, and was also a writer on Lost. Vaughan will also work with Legendary to develop original properties. Devoured by fans worldwide, said Nick Pepper, president of Legendary Television Studios, in a statement, "We couldn't be more thrilled to work with Brian to bring his visions and extraordinary library of work to the screen. Legendary was instrumental in helping to revolutionize the way the world thought of comic book movies, so it's a tremendous honor to work with him on adaptations of some of my talented collaborators, past and current comics, and I'm looking forward to hopefully creating a few wholly original stories with them as well. The specific adaptations planned as part of the deal were not disclosed." So, Brian K Vaughan, like I said, he has made some very, very famous comics. Let's have a look at the ones. Now look what I'm saying. These are the books I believe are prime candidates to be optioned by Legendary. The work of Brian K Vaughan. And we're going to start with the biggest one. Saga. Yeah, Saga. This is the book, guys. This is Saga issue 1. Yeah, Brian K Vaughan's work included this huge indie title, Saga. Let me tell you a little bit about Saga. Saga is an epic space opera fantasy comic book series written by Brian K Vaughan and illustrated by Fiona Staples, published monthly by the American company Image Comics. The series is heavily influenced by Star Wars and is based on ideas Vaughan conceived both as a child and as a parent. It depicts a husband and wife, Alana and Marco, from long-warring extraterrestrial races, fleeing authorities from both sides of the Galactic War as they struggled to care for their daughter Hazel, who was born in the beginning of the series and who occasionally narrates the series as an unseen adult. The comic was described in solicitations as Star Wars meets Game of Thrones, and by critics of both science fiction and fantasy epics such as The Lord of the Rings and classic works like Romeo and Juliet. It's Vaughan's first creator-owned work to be published through Image Comics, and is the first time he employs a narration in his comic writing. The first issue of Saga was published on March the 14th, 2012. Okay? To positive reviews and a sold-out first printing. It was published in trade paperbacks form in October of 2012. It has also been a consistent sales success, with its collected editions outselling those of The Walking Dead, another successful Image comic. The series has been met with wide critical acclaim and is one of the most celebrated comics being published in the United States. It has also garnered numerous awards, including 12 Eisner and 17 Harvey Awards between 2013 and 2017. The first trade paperback collection won the 2013 Hugo Award for Best Graphic Story. It has also been noted for its diverse portrayals of ethnicity, sexuality, and gender social roles, and for its treatment of war. So like I said, the book to be on the lookout for, guys. I saw this at a con recently. It was £100. That's the kind of price you're going to be talking. I've just looked on eBay. There's one for about 70. Saga. That is a prime suspect to be optioned by Legendary very, very soon. If I had the dollar, I'd be on board. It's a book I've always been on the hunt for, can never find it cheap enough. That's one. That's Saga. One I've just purchased, cheap as chips. I paid about £2, something like that. And this is a fairly new one. This is called We Stand Guard. We Stand Guard. This is the comic in question. This is the one I've just bought. Again, obviously it's work from K Vaughan. We Stand Guard. Now the forums, again, are suggesting this is one that is going to be optioned. So you need to get on board with this. We Stand Guard is a science fiction comic series written by K Vaughan with art by Steve Gross and colouring by Matt Hollingsworth. The first issue, a large 44-page book, was published by Image Comics in July of 2015. The series is set in Canada in the year 2112, in a time when it has been invaded by its neighbour, the United States of America. The story centres on a band of resistant fighters in the seemingly vanquished Canada and their exploits involving skirmishes with the United States Army and its vast supply of mechanised weapons, including giant robots. We Stand Guard consists of 6 issues and is a creator-owned work. Please listen to me, guys. Get on board this. Look it up now. You will find We Stand Guard cheap. This is going to get optioned. I've got a feeling. Get it while you can, because it'll blow up. That is a guarantee. The next one, and another famous one. I passed on this at a con recently for about £8. Kind of regret it now. Paper Girls. Paper Girls, guys. This is Paper Girls. Again, Image Comics. More K Vaughan work. You've undoubtedly heard of this title. What can I tell you about Paper Girls? Paper Girls is a mystery science fiction comic book series written by K Vaughan and illustrated by Cliff Chiang. Published by American company Image Comics, the colorist is Matt Wilson, the letterer and designer is Jared F.K. Fletcher, and the color flatter is D. Cunliffe. Paper Girls follows the story of four 12-year-old newspaper delivery girls, Erin, Mackenzie, KJ and Tiffany, set in Stony Stream, a fictional suburb of Cleveland, Ohio. While out delivering papers on the morning of Halloween, the town is struck by an invasion from a mysterious force from the future. The girls become unwillingly caught up in the conflict between two warring factions of time travellers. Sounds a bit like Doctor Who a little bit. I've got a strong feeling for this one too, as do the forums. Paper Girls, guys. Get on board. Like I say, you'll find that there's a very fine copy online for about £7 at the moment. Don't sleep on this book. 2015 is the year, so it's a fairly recent title. Paper Girls, Image Comics. A recent one from K Vaughan. I was fortunate enough to keep hold of my free comic book day comic. I know a lot of you have been picking up the short series, the mini series that came out following, and that is Barriers. Barriers. Okay? Another book from K Vaughan. From the Eisner award-winning team behind The Private Eye, Barrier is an unconventional drama about violence, language, and illegal immigration with a shocking sci-fi twist. After debuting on panelsyndicate.com, this critically acclaimed 5-part miniseries, so there's only 5 issues, finally comes to print exclusively from Image Comics. After making the massive 50-plus page first issue available to mature readers for free on Free Comic Book Day, this special collector's edition of the first issue is being released in a larger size to match the next 4 issues being released weekly throughout the rest of May. Printed in its original landscape format, side-stapled for convenient shelving, and graced with gorgeous cardstock covers, each comic is meant to be a durable work of art, and there are no plans for these print series issues to ever be collected. So the only way you're going to own this groundbreaking story is by supporting your friendly neighborhood comic book shop. Okay, so there's no trades on that. There's just 5 issues. I have just ordered issue 1 for as little as £2.50. The director's cut, as they call it. The director's edition. The collector's edition. My mistake. Get on board barriers, guys. That is another one. Okay? That's another one from Brian K Vaughan that Legendary are looking into. Don't sleep on these books. And finally, we have a title called Private Eye. This is Private Eye. This is a hardback book now that you will find from Brian K Vaughan on eBay, but it's not cheap. You're talking 40 to 50 now for this book. Okay? What can I tell you about Private Eye? The final one. The Private Eye is a science fiction mystery digital comic written by Brian K Vaughan, drawn by Marcos Martin and coloured by Munisa Vincenti. The first issue was published by Panel Syndicate in March 2013. In 2015, the series won an Eisner Award for Best Digital Webcomic and the Harvey Award for Best Online Comics Work. The series is set in 2076, a time after the cloud has burst, revealing everyone's secrets. As a result, there is no more internet and people are excessively guarded about their identity to the point of appearing only masked in public. The story follows an unlicensed journalist, a paparazzo, who is involved in a mysterious plot. The Private Eye, which lasted 10 issues, is self-published by its creators digitally through their website, Panel Syndicate, in DRM free formats. There you go, guys. That are my 5 books to be on the lookout for. Let's recap. Issue 1 is, the first one is the big one, Saga. If you've got Saga, you're laughing because this is on his way, guys. It's going to be coming at some point to be optioned. The second one that I have just picked up. Get this while you can, it's still cheap enough. We Stand on Guard. I like the premise. I think it'll make great television. The third one, quite well known. Paper Girls. Get these books, guys. Like I say, I've just picked up 2 out of the 5 for next to nothing. Barriers. This is the free comic book, day 1, but I have just ordered the collector's edition. And finally, Private Eye. If you can get these 5, you're laughing. Gone on a bit, but my special editions usually do. Hope this helps you guys to know what to look for from Brian K Vaughan. I hope that was okay for you to Comic Comics. That's Daz over and out. Bye for now.